Okay, I just want to make sure that I am live everywhere where I need to be live. I think we are good. Welcome, everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Jose Mokwena. I am your host. And this, man, is a show where we speak about African football. We speak about South African football. Every now and then we go overseas and we speak about European football every now and then, but primarily we are here for African and South African football, and it's days like this that allow us to do both, because Mamelodi Sundowns is taking on Raja Casablanca or Raja Athletic Club in the CAF Champions League. These two teams, of course, winners of their respective leagues last year, but now going up against each other in the group stages of the CAF Champions League. Now, Raja Casablanca is currently sitting number 9 in their league. They've played 12 games. They've won 4, drawn 5, and lost 3. They've got 12 goals scored and 10 goals conceded for a grand total of 17 points. Whereas Mamelodi Sundowns is number 1 in our league, the PSL, where they've played 8 games, 7 wins, no draws, 1 loss. They've scored 18 goals. They've conceded 4. They've got a grand total of 21 points. In the last 5 games, Mamelodi Sundowns is 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. The last time out was, of course, a draw versus the other Moroccan powerhouse team, AS FAR Rabat, who they drew 1-1 with away. Some might say it's a good point away, but before that, they had a 3-0 win versus Iskukune on the 30th of November. Raja Casablanca, on the other hand, had a 1-1 draw versus Maniema Union, the strongest team in the group. Maniema Union was the 1-1 draw, and then before that, on the 1st of December, they played versus Husa, who they beat 3-1. The starting lineups are as follows. Zniti is the goalkeeper for Raja Casablanca. Arasi, Kafifi, Bulaksut, Badi, Oda, Bikoro, Zrida, Enafati, Zerhuni, and Najari is the starting lineup for Raja Casablanca. And then, of course, Williams, Khoza, Lebusa, Mokwena, Mudawulunga, Mayema Mkulise, Allende Reyners, and Ribeiro is how Mamelodi Sundowns is going to be setting up. Now, this is very interesting because this is also the first game, debut game, for the new Mamelodi Sundowns coach, Miguel Cardoso, a man who has history with Mamelodi Sundowns, having knocked them out last year in the Champions League with ES Tunis. He, of course, took the reins this week from Umangoba Ngwiti and has been looking over this team. Now, what's interesting about the setup of this team, if we are to go with what Supersport is saying, the lineups are, Mamelodi Sundowns is playing a 3-4-3. Mamelodi Sundowns has Lunga on the left, Mudau on the right of a midfield 4, with Mokwena in the middle of defense, with Khoza and Lebusa on either side of him. Which basically means that maybe Mokwena is being put into sort of the Kutsia role, where he's going to be a very big factor in the build-up play of Mamelodi Sundowns. Here they come. Don't go back, Kalende, don't go back. Don't go back. What's also interesting is that we're seeing Mayema and Kulise make it into the starting lineup, man. It's always good to see the eternal youngster at Mamelodi Sundowns, Kulise, making it into the starting lineup. I think maybe with a new coach who's got new eyes on you, you might even get a chance to play some games that maybe you wouldn't have played under Mangoba, you wouldn't have played under Rulani, and maybe objectively, these are the players that you need to bring in order for them to do something. So let's see if that's going to change. So as you can see, what I'm suspecting is when they go into defensive sets, they're going to go into a 4 with Mokwena sitting just in front of the defense. When they are attacking, you'll probably see a back 2 with Mokwena staying close enough so that he can become a back 3 if they're defending. But also, the nice thing is that you have Lunga and Mudau who can tuck in when you need it to come in. So, hey, this is a very interesting setup, because it's a lot like Urulani, but it's got the front 3 that Mangoba like to play. You've got Allende, Reyners, and Ribeiro up front. Ribeiro is said to be on the right-hand side, whereas Mayema's on the left. Sorry, it's Mayema, it's Reyners, it's Ribeiro. So you might see a lot of pace. We'll see where Ribeiro picks up his positions, because he's been very good in that number 10 position that he has inherited from Uzwane. So let's see, man. Let's see. The nice thing is that we're not seeing Ushalulile on the pitch, which means that Reyners is probably going to get a lot more space than he would normally with Shalulile there. And maybe Miami is going to be able to be given that side, and we'll see how they're going to play. I assume they're going to be running in like this. They're going to want to counter very quickly. But yeah, there's a lot that we're going to see here. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the comments. Bongs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Usliti. Sliti, kana kioving sliti. That 3-4-3 looks so mangoba, but faster and more attractive in attack. We are Mamelodi Sundowns. Here's the fun fact. The last time Raja Casablanca faced South African competition was in 2015 when they played the Kaizer Chiefs and beat them both home and away. Raja has yet to lose a game in South Africa. They're very good at games in South Africa. In fact, I believe the last time they lost in South Africa was when they played Manning Rangers. Manning Rangers, 1998. What are you guys doing in 1998? They weren't even born yet. Oh, there's that run. Okay, okay. That's interesting. So is Miami going to become like a double 10? Because he is drifting inside. We know that he's not a winger like that. But it seems to be confusing that right back. Reina's almost ran in for free there. Reina's taking up more of a central role in this team. So very, very interesting. Maybe Miami and Ribeiro are going to take turns as the number 10. Or will it go with how the ball is going? Remember, guys, this coach has only had was it Wydad? Nah, that was it Wydad? Hi man, we beat Wydad. The last time we saw Wydad was 2021 when we went to the final. 2015. Let me see. Yeah, CAF Champions League first round. In the 5th of April 2015, Raja beat Kaizer Chiefs 2-0 on the 5th of April, and then they came back on the 14th of March. Well, March they beat us 1-0 home, and then away they beat us 2-0. No, we did. Yeah, no, we did. We beat them. I'm talking about Raja. The last time Raja played South African competition or South African team was 2015. The last time before this. 1988, I was with my late dad watching Benny score 4 goals in one match in Burkina Faso. How old are you, Bongs? Let's see how old you are. Ogushle says we beat Wydad in the group knockout stages. They beat us in the group stages. Abuti, welcome, Abuti. Hi, man. We lost 4-0 to Wydad. No. I'm talking, guys. Yeah, I'm talking about Raja specifically. As in the last time they played South African opposition was Kaizer Chiefs 2015. They beat us home and away. Was in 2015, specifically Raja. 6 minutes, we already see a different Sundowns. We're going forward quick. Good combinations of play. I don't know. I think the nice thing about having Maema and Mkhulisa on the pitch is that you get a bit more movement. But I'm still not sure what the end goal is going to be. You know, if Raja decides, Raja is the North African team, they could decide here that, hey, maybe taking a point away from South Africa is a good thing, and they could sit back, get back into their defensive sets and take it from there, you know. Okay, let's see. Here comes Raja. Oh. But remember, guys, also this Raja team is struggling. Zimbabwe, oh yeah, by the way, this is almost invincible versus actually invincible. Raja was actually invincible last year under Joseph Zimbabwe. So since Zimbabwe left, it seems like they've been having a little bit of an issue. Oh, Rev. Oh, Rev. Maranawe Sailor. Don't roll outside of the pitch. Stay inside. Rev. Yo. Totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Oh, okay, no stress, Box, no stress. I wanted to see how much of an old croc you are. Okay, let's see. 9 minutes in, Sundowns has looked brighter, has looked more attacking. Raja has been sitting back for the most part. The defense has been a little bit under pressure when Sundowns does get into the final third. It seems like all of that movement is causing a bit of an issue for them there. Oh, there's Coach Ricardo Sapinto, the man who has to take over after an invincible season. Hey, Williams. That would have been offside, though. That would have been offside. Okay, there we go. Raja with their first attack, going wide and putting it low into Williams' hands. Yeban. Raja, by the way, plays pretty much a 4-4-2. Oh, Reinas. So wait, before I get too far, I've almost forgotten. I almost forgot.
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
Under 2.5, over 2.5, straight home win, Mamelodi Sundowns at the slaughterhouse that is Loftus. What are we saying, betters? How are you looking at this game? How is this game going to pan out for you guys? Sundowns coach wanted fans to come in numbers. You will, but it's sad. But after seeing Stade Abidjan yesterday, Shem, at least Sundowns has Stade Abidjan, Negare Vele by 57, like completely, totally. How do you guys feel as Mamelodi Sundowns fans? The guys who are Mamelodi Sundowns fans, and even those who aren't. How do you feel about the coaching change? Do you think that it was done at the right time? Do you think it was done for the right reasons? Will it help or hurt Mamelodi Sundowns going forward? Having to pretty much start over with a new coach who has to now figure all these things out that he needs to figure out. He was saying that, hey, coaches are something else. Miguel Card also said in his press conference that, no, man, when he was watching Mamelodi Sundowns, even when he was at Esperance, man, Mamelodi Sundowns, man, Mamelodi Sundowns, he wanted to be on the other side in the other dugout. I wonder when they actually approached him. Downs is playing football. Mangoba Priest for 4 months. Is playing the football. Mangoba Priest for 4 months. Maratumi. At least Mangoba's team, at the beginning of Mangoba taking over, they would have had 2-3 shots nyana by now. Are we getting taken away? Are we getting taken away by the new coach bounce? Lerona, people who are watching. Oh, the Raja fans traveled. Asimbambo. Yo. I guess it's nice for them because that side it's winter. The coaching change was necessary. I'm optimistic. It's a very good change, OT. You can even see the difference. It's Carlos' first game. Sundowns give him a chance. It's a fresh change from Arrow's type of football, says Bongs. All I'm seeing is the team from Rulani. It's only Reinas. Reinas, a man who Coach Mangoba said he was the only player that he pushed to get. The only player that Coach Mangoba asked for, according to him, was Reinas. Guys must say thank you to him. But it's going to be interesting to see Reinas in this game because he's lining up very centrally. And I don't think Reinas does well centrally unless you can play balls early enough for him. They've already tried to do something like that. So him playing down the middle is going to be very interesting in this game. I would much rather have had Mayema be the one that's drifting more centrally with Reinas lining up a little bit wide because luckily in this system, he does have Lunga to back him up. So defensively, he wouldn't have to do that much work, right? I don't think Reinas is physically good enough to take on these defenders, if we're being 100% honest, like in a target man center forward type of way. But let's see what's going to happen. Guys, please tap the screen. Remember, this is a very interactive show. So at halftime, I'm going to bring in 5 people who can come in and they can have chats with me about what they see and analyze what we saw in the first half. And then if we can get to 25,000 likes by the second half, I leave it open and everybody can jump in and give me a minute of their thoughts as to what they're seeing in the game. So very, very interactive. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to add your voice to the show, you have to come on over to TikTok, follow the account, follow me, join me now while I'm live. Bottom of your screen, there's a button that says multi-guest. Click on it. I let you in. then you can add your voice and we can have a conversation straight. So let's see what's going to happen there. Kabuyelo member says ASAP. Oh, ASAP, Kanje. You're not Habibi today. You're not Habibi today. Ulisandawana, Otapitore. Should have gone to 2 strikers, Shadulile and Sales, says Wahib. Interesting about downstairs, left back and right back. They'll play left wing and right wing as well. Yeah, I don't think it's that far off. I think the only difference between this system really and what Rulani used to do is that Lunga would be inverting right now. That's pretty much the big difference. Lunga would be inverting, but he's keeping the width. They are using that system of having a midfielder in the defenders, but they're still going to be defending in a 2. So if Raja wants to beat the Sundowns, it has to be on the counter. It has to be on a counter. It has to be on a transition. They have to hit as quickly as possible and get in behind. Already, you've seen some of the combinations that they're going to try and run. They do seem like a wide playing team that wants to create those chances from wide areas. So they're going to try pull your right or left back. Mudau has already been pulled in one of the situations where 1-2 was played around him and the guy went through. We've seen on the other side, if you don't marshal that space, you're going to be taken advantage of. Maybe, again, they might have similar weaknesses to what Ukosh Lulani had. For example, if you do pull Libusa or khoza, let's say, out wide. If you pull them out wide, you could maybe put them into some uncomfortable positions as center backs, maybe. But let's see. There hasn't been much. I mean, Raja hasn't caused that much trouble, to be honest with you, where we can say that Raja, is bringing something different so far in the game. But it is Africa. We know how Africa plays, how most African teams play when they get into the Champions League. Absorb. You just need 1 or 2 chances, you take them. If you see that it's not your day, go into your low block, park the bus, and go home with the point. Look at what Ahly did. I'm expecting that this Raja team might also do that a bit later on. Williams is a worrying factor for Sundowns, says Bongs. But Raja's pressing well, says Coach Deco. Pushing jihad vibes today. Oh, you're pushing jihad vibes, are you? Sundowns now play direct football with long passes. Look, guys, I'm not going to lie. So far, for me, I don't think it has been that much of, I can't say it's an improvement. Let me say that. I can't say that it's an improvement. I can't say, we'll see. I wanna note the result. I want to see how Sundowns gets their goals. I want to see what type of moves they're going to be using, right? How they're going to be working. Because right now, what's worrying me more than anything about this Sundowns is Ribeiro. Ribeiro has gone back to playing wing. And while he was relatively successful with Coach Rulani coming in from wider, I think that 10 was where he was very strong. So I'm still trying to make sure what the coach is trying to play. If he's trying to do like a double 10, if he's trying to have them go from the inside out, because Mudau hasn't been pushing that far. Lunga hasn't been pushing that far. So I've got some questions. Reina's too is also worrying me. But let's see what they're going to do. Raja's overloaded the midfield, says Van den Norm. Raja with wasting time, says Maskali. It's the dark cards, guys. You must learn them. Papakos says, I'm just here to tap the screen. Thank you, Papakos. And then OT, it won't improve in one game. Lots of work will have to be done so the players get used to his style. No. I'm good with it. But at least you can tell that there is a structural difference. And so far, all I'm seeing is the structure. Oh, guys. You see the thing I'm telling you about taking your center backs. Yeah, this is now the second time. Fatih has well, it was Fatih. It wasn't Fatih the first time. It was somebody else. But look at what Enna Fatih is doing. Guys, defensively, I've seen that much as well from Sundowns. I'm looking at their center backs. Yeah, I haven't seen that much. Yeah, no, I don't want to say too much. It's still very early. But that center back situation is going to be. Do you know what's funny? It was the weakness of Urulani. So if you guys remember, I used to speak a lot about AB being shipped out to the side when they get caught on transition and Kutsia coming back and still keeping a 2 but having one of the players go out. It always used to put them into tough positions. But South African teams don't do that a lot. Okay, yeah, Lunga was on the cover. South African teams don't do that a lot. Now you're going to play this side, and it's going to force you, they're going to force you wide. So I think that's going to be one of the weaknesses that they need to address for this game. Rajas have had 3 chances, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, where they've broken out in a similar way. So let's see. Oh, sure, coach. He wants them wide. Okay, he wants them to open up wide. Hey, how North African? Who's going to pick up the ball for Williams? You don't have to press the keeper, guys, Raja. You don't have to press the keeper. Oh, they've won it back. They don't have a ball. Oh, wait. Okay, here comes Reyners. Let's see what he can do. Oh, unlucky boy. Unlucky. They must just release Mokwena and go to... Oh. Raja didn't come here to draw. They're here for a fight. No electricity on my side. Someone please do. Oh, Mara, you can watch it on SABC. You can watch it on Facebook. If you can stream still, you can watch it on Facebook. Raja is going to catch Sundowns on the counter at some point. Yeah, I agree, Coach Deco. That is what I agree. Raja is waiting for that. But I'm also not really convinced with their build-up. They're still very shaky. They look nervous. Oh, nice recovery, Mudau. Hey, him and this number 40, Najari, they're going to have a long day today. They're going to know each other well. Mudau and Najari, they're going to know each other well. I think Najari was waiting for the foul. That never came. Coach already, did you see him? Coach once crosses, more, it did work against Chiefs twice. But cross from who to who? I would trust Ribeiro more with a cross than I would trust Reyners, to be honest with you. Ribeiro abantu. Ribeiro abantu. Lucas, Shem. Bagvalile Ntwana. He's not going to play this game. Allender seems to be very high up. I think Allender needs to go and collect the ball. Like, you need a 10. You don't need Allender to be running in the 10 positions. You need a 10. Let Allender be an 8, box to box. Because already now, I think this new football that Sundowns is playing is going to become very difficult for Williams. He doesn't have the same luxury of playing it out with players that are as comfortable. So that's another thing that we have to look at. Sundowns and Raja need this 3 points as Ukeleto. I think if this coach brings a good structure and doesn't take favoritism, that would make them good. Football Tando, welcome. Raja doesn't have strength at the back. Sundowns must keep pressing, says Abudi Napoleon. Now I'm scared of CAF teams. CAF teams may look weak, and then all of a sudden, you know, you are looking down and you're scoring, you're losing 1-0, and you don't know how it happened or why it happened. Would you guys agree that this Mamelodi Sundowns setup is a lot more defensive? Okay, we finally get some wing play. Aye, Lunga. Look for the better pass, man. There we go. Okay, Lunga's finally getting forward. That's the guy I was gonna ask about. But it feels like a very defensive formation. But Nangu Lunga is getting forward. So yeah, I was saying cross to who? If you go wide and cross, who are you looking for? Mayema is not a good header of the ball. Reynolds can be a good header of the ball, but his size doesn't allow him to do that a lot. Ribeiro, also not a very good aerial threat. So is there a reason for them playing so wide? That is maybe the question I have. That's the Mokwena I know. He's just there to break down the attacks as soon as they break. Yazu Mokwena was such a great player, man. Such a great player in that role of being the enforcer of the middle. So his sole role was to do these type of things. It's a foul. Everybody gets to relax and come back. Right? He may leave with 5 or 6 fouls, but because of these ones, the ref doesn't see the need to take out a card. He was so good at that. Sundowns was leaving matches with Boma 25 fouls. And you'd be like, no 1 or 2 yellow cards after 25 fouls. But it's just because on the break, it was a very Busquets type of breaking up the play. Old Busquets. Allende needs to be the one pinning crosses for Reyners, says Bongs, but Sundown centre-backs are too close to each other and Budau's always moving up, so I'm worried. Well, they've been overworked, Deco. They've been overworked, Coach Deco, because we're seeing them cover. I think you like the fact that they're covering. You don't know how long Budau and Lunga can also play cover and also defend and also come back. That's the part that's going to be interesting for this game. And we're probably going to see, let's see who's on the bench. We're probably going to see what Diruk coming on at some point. Yeah, Diruk is the only one really. And maybe making it a flat back four type situation. Oh, there we go. Oh, Ribeiro, too casual, boy. Too casual, boy. I don't see a goal in the Sundowns team today. They're too casual. That's exactly what I said. Stade looked weak yesterday and out of the blue got a goal. The second half by Stade was incredible. We have Kasongo here, defense, no counter-attack will work, says Guti. Keletso says we must give the new coach 5 matches to prove himself. True, look, the fact of the matter is he's only been in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns for what, 5 days? It's only really been 5 days. So I don't know how much you can change in 5 days, but that's also going to be the challenge of this season. The challenge of this season is going to be, fella, not only do you have to adapt and change and learn the players and do all of that stuff, Fleming Ati, they want to win everything that they are part of. I don't know how enforced that will be. I don't know if he'll get a season to find his feet. Mara Fleming sounded like you were saying that, guys, we want to win everything, and that is the standard. So that's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens in the league, because Sundowns is generally strong in the league. I want to see what happens in the league, especially because I don't think he's played or faced our type of teams. You're going to see a lot of low blocks. You're going to see a lot of more technically gifted players than you probably will see in the Champions League. In the Champions League, it's a low block to counter. In the league, it's a low block for low block's sake. So I want to see how he adapts to actual league football. That's going to be very interesting. This one, I think he might be a little bit more used to or more prepared for, if that makes sense. That was a good chance for Sundowns, but what's with SA teams and a million passes? Yeah, even Pirates yesterday. Pirates was trying to pass the ball into the net. No, but that's why, Kere, I hear you guys saying that Sundowns is playing better or you're seeing something different. But for me, early Coach Mangoba did this football better. Sundowns hasn't had as many box entries. I don't think they've had as many chances, if at all they've had chances. So I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's better. Pero too casual. Caruso wants his team to get quickly out of their own half. So Fleming wants Operation Fat Alles. Operation Fat Alles. Mokwena is playing more deep now. Yeah, that's why I said I think he's going to play the Kutsia role, which is funny because I get it defensively, but I don't think Mokwena can carry the ball in that role back there. Like, you need somebody who's able to turn and go into the midfield. I don't know. And maybe you could dummy him and bring him Kulisa to come and pick up the ball, or Allende to come and pick up a ball. But they're going to struggle playing it out from the back. Already, Raja won back a couple of balls from a press. Reyners and Mahopa and Chivavairo, what's the difference? They're all being... I want to be fair to the players. They're all being played not to their strengths. So Reyners is not a good back-to-goal striker, defensive line striker. He's not good at that. He's not good at playing with defenders behind him or having to shield the ball. He's good at running. So if you don't give him a chance to run at defenders from the wide area or play the ball through, he's been going wide. I'll give him that. He has been trying to go wide. But if you're not giving him that, he's not going to play. Umakhopa, if you're going to play him as a winger, he's not going to be good in that position. We know how Makhopa plays. Makhopa, part of the reason why we got to the AFCON semi-finals was because Makhopa was playing a center forward target man type role, winning the first ball to allow the other guys to play around him. You're not going to get a lot of goals from that system, but you're gonna win a lot of games that maybe you shouldn't win. That's what Bafana has been doing. When you look at Chivavairo, him as well. You've got Chivavairo. You know that he's good in the air. You don't cross the ball. You know that he loves being physical. So he loves being put into situations where it's like 50-50s with defenders. But then now you've got him playing as a 10, dropping all the way back into the pitch to go and pick up the ball or going out to support the winger. What are you going to do with those players? So I want to be fair and say that they haven't been played in their right positions, right? I think what could work here is maybe for Sundowns, if they allow Ribeiro to come back into the 10 position, maybe have Mayema or Mkulise play as sort of like a secondary striker, stretching the pitch a bit. We've seen him do this a lot. Maybe he wants to do something similar. I think you'll see something where you've got two strikers from the wide area, a little bit wide, two attackers a little bit wide, and you've got a 10. Oh, already they've made a change. Benaisa making it onto the pitch for Kafifi. That was a good chance for Santos. Mukona's back now. Ribeiro too casual. I'm a fans at Downs. Manganek nawe Raja. Marani. Gingy, Paru Gingy. Why are you like this? Sundowns players must tell the coach they're more effective in a 3-4-1-2. That's what I'm alluding to, Wahib. I think it's better in a 3-4-1-2. Almost a 2-5-1-2 type situation. But I guess, like I said, there's defensive cover. The big difference is that Lunga doesn't cut into the midfield, similar to what a Mudiba would. OT thinks one will fit into this team when he comes back. No. Well, if the coach is intent on playing Mayema and Ribeiro, Zwane could fit in, but then you worry about how that team is going to play. Nango Ribeiro coming into the middle. Okay, guys, at least you listen. Maybe we'll coach Ibonil. I think Mabuye will also help as well. For those who laughed at us yesterday, who has 5 points while they're still on 2? This game is so frustrating to watch, says Mulwanta. SA teams need to learn that in the box, one needs to take responsibility and shoot, says Ubongs. Reyners is the best as football, Tando. At this point, I may be harsh, but man. Hey, Mara, you almost caught me there. Sports is 100%. The coach is very animated. Playing wide works, playing a 4-2-3-1. That can play a 4-5-1 or 4-4-2. But is that what Sundowns wants to do? There we go. Let Ribeiro come inside. It's simple, Daideng. Let Ribeiro come inside and let Reyners and Mayema work off of him. Unfortunately, Mayema won't be able to put the ball on his feet. Maybe even, do you know what would work here? I think maybe. If you take out Mayema and you bring in Morena, and you let Morena take one side, Reyners take the other, and Ribeiro take centrally. Oh, I think that could be something actually. That could be a very interesting one. Okay, is Lord still a soccer player? Asaz. I think the 3 p.m. Kickoffs are not actually helping the footballers at a snail's pace. Snail's pace. Says Umojan. Oh, Penen. Huh? The ref didn't give it. Look, they're asking for a card. Like, you know what I love about teams from that side? They start doing this. They start doing this early. So they let the ref know that lo muntu taivile, count it. Make sure you count it. We see you Raja fans. What are you trying to? Who's the Raja fans? Epan. Where's Nyoso? The Nyoso that Rulani knows. We don't know where Nyoso is, man.
That's the Nyoso I know. I don't want another Nyoso. I didn't bring the other Nyoso. I brought the Nyoso that I know. Because that's not the Nyoso that I want. The Nyoso I want is got pressure, stress, he's dodging, he's dribbling, he's shooting, he's assisting, he's breaking the line. This is the Nyoso I know. Now when I don't get that Nyoso, then one Salukhanyi will get you.
Abamutsalukhanyi coach Nyoso, man. Abamutsalukhanyi. The stats are up right now. Sundowns have only got 2 shots and 1 on target. 2 shots and 1 on target so far. So when we speak about the box entries and all of that stuff, for those who are saying it's a little bit better, is it really a little bit better? But you must also say that Raja has 0-0 on their end. Poor Lochi's career is over unless he moves clubs, but it can be selfish. I think, Pananom, if you allow Ribeiro Costa to be selfish higher up the pitch, he tends to not have enough time. The moment you move him out, then that's where you see him take the ball and he wants to take the first defender and the next one and the next one. But if you make sure that he's getting the ball on transition closer to the defense, he tends to make the right decision. He's one of those players, I think. Watch. Wide, alone, selfish, lost the ball. You see? If you give him time, guys, if you give him time. 4-3-3 makes you play a million passes while it still has cover. Rulani called it chameleon football. But chameleon football doesn't give you chances. That's the problem. Chameleon football doesn't give you chances, and it also allows the defense to get back into position. So if you can get a structured, disciplined defense, now obviously in the PSL, there's not many of those, but if you get a structured, disciplined defense, it's very hard to break down. Or even not structured defense, maybe you go 2 backs or 4, Sean Dyche type of football, you're going to struggle. You'll have the ball and you'll pass the ball. That's why I was like, what's going to be interesting is when he gets into the league. Because in the league, there's some teams who are not playing a low block in order to hurt you. They're playing a low block to get a point and go home. They don't care for attacking. They don't care to go forward. Similar to this Raja team. This Raja team, so far, we know African football is different. This Raja team is going, okay, let's chill. Let's relax. Why that recording is still early? We'll see, man. We'll see. Downs playing through the middle with the low, strong passes, says Modise. 3-4-3, but I so wish he can be fast to pass the boy. Stellenbosch must win or else it's over. Says user 5555. Hey, over 5 babangata. Bong says at this point, if Chiefs wake up, they can catch both Pirates and Sundowns if they play this way. Mara, Chiefs is very far away. Chiefs is very far away. No wonder in the PSL we only get 1-0 wins. No, guys, Mina, we've had this conversation. The PSL is a defensive league. The PSL is a defensive, boring league for most of the teams because most of the teams don't come out and play, especially when they're playing against a bigger team or a better team. Shem, they'll park the bus. They'll park the bus and they'll live their lives knowing that they've parked the bus and they'll take the point and go home. Our teams care for bare minimums. If it means that I need 30 points to stay in the league, even if it's 1 point per game for 30 games, it's fine. No one in the PSL only get 1-0 wins. Alice Mashaba says Sundowns is actually stuck in CAF. Let's see. Ow, Nangu Fleming. Oh, he's got a phone call. Evan. Can we start the rumors? Can we start the rumors? Who's calling Fleming back? Eh? Did you see if I'm nail a phone? So if Putimo Hafe gets phone calls and we're talking, who's calling Fleming back right now in the middle of a CAF Champions League game? Who has the power to do so? How can rumors lead conspiracy? How? Why do the cameras always catch these things specifically? It's always so funny. The experience that Mshishi brings is unmatched. Ribeiro loses a lot of balls, exposing Sundowns. Oh, does Mshishi have the final pass? And also there's the age factor. I'm not saying Mshishi shouldn't play. I'm just making an argument that is it maybe that he was being phased out and now this is like the final thing that Hashem, he's phased out now. He's no longer that type of person. Maybe we'll see him when Sundowns is going through rough patches. But otherwise, you've got so many players to play there. Abo Mkulisa, Abo Mabue, Abo Mayema. You've got Abo Sales who likes playing a 10, a different 10. Watching Euro and World Cup is just like watching PSL boring. That's Motsepe's son. No, that's what I was saying. Or he's sitting next to Klopi, but they've handed him a phone. Who's calling? Now I want conspiracy theories, guys. Conspiracy theories, man. But your former coach, or you think Mangoba is somewhere there telling him what to do? I wish our fans could be like Raja fans, active, says Umudise. Tavo says Patrice. Is Caruso just a face and Fleming the one coaching? Look, what I will say is that we still have to see properly what Coach Caruso wants to do. But for me, you can see that the change from chameleon to this has been on purpose, because Mangoba played something similar to this. And now we're seeing this coach playing something similar to this. In fact, you saw Rulani doing something similar to this towards the end of last year. So maybe that's the new identity that Sundowns is going for. Niyape muva, guys. Niyape muva. Don't press too hard, Raja Lelon. The Sundowns is not the Sundowns we know, says Utabo. How's it, Lecompo? Oh, Warikinavi. Trade of thought Sundowns of Rulani, Maema, Alend, and Kulise not putting much pressure to free Ribeiro. The big boss is putting pressure on him now, says Umusa. Patrice was telling him that he's next if we didn't win this game. Says entitled Uppity African. But we're having fun, man. We're having fun. This means Sundowns have an idea of how they want to play long term. Will Sundowns fans be happy with it? Will Sundowns fans be happy with it? Less touches, wide play, more transitions. Will you guys accept it? And how does it translate to the local game? How does it translate to the game that you play in Africa? Because for me, I don't think Sundowns was doing too much wrong. Right? I think the big problem that Sundowns had, for me, it was only one. It was late in games, Sundowns struggles to control. Sundowns struggles to control the game. So if you look at all of the big games that they've played, they've lost Kari last minute. And I think it comes down to your coaches blinking first. I don't think you needed to change from diamond to chameleon football, chameleon to whatever Mangoba was doing. I think those are very drastic changes for a matter that is literally, in the last 20 minutes, the wrong decisions are being made, right? Rulani would make the wrong decisions in his big matches. Maybe there was a fight about him, instead of defending and being boring towards the end of games, he wasn't making the Kwalami Mati changes, and that's where he'd be caught out. With Coach Mangoba, it felt like he wanted to keep running. Like you wanted to keep running and running and running and running. And when you put on subs now, but they're running and running and running, and then it becomes a tennis match type game at the end of the game, where now you might concede out of the blue, got tennis match. So I think Mamelodi Sundowns' problem was literally just the last 20 minutes of games, honestly speaking, of big games, honestly speaking. But let's see, Bachinchile's strategy, Bachinchile coach, Arabone, if that's going to do anything. This high line of downs won't end well. They'll counter and force them to concede. And if you're seeing it in Gingy, they're going wide. Raja's realizing that our spaces are going to come out wide. So when we attack them in that two, when they've got the two defenders back, we just need to drag them out. What's also interesting is after dragging them out like that, have you noticed how there's two things happening? Number one, the player who's playing centrally for Raja, I'm not sure. I think it's Najari on that side, is getting past that line. A lot of the times, if Raja were to play an early ball, it was going to find the Raja player before it finds the Sundowns player. They're a bit behind in chasing, but then also when they do get that ball wide, if you notice, the first people on the case at the scene are Raja players. Right there, you had 3 Raja players. The Raja player got through, then 2 more players were there before Sundowns was there. That is going to be something that Sundowns has to look out for, honestly. It also gives Sundowns the opportunity that if they do manage to win the ball back, then, then they can counter very quickly and maybe get something. You see, look, Lunga is one man. By the time Lunga gets to that ball and covers his man, there was already a Raja player coming and no Sundowns players. If that man decided to pass the ball back, look, and if you look at Lunga, because he's so high up, he's always a step behind. Look, watch. If he played that ball back, there was a man right there in the box with no Sundowns players around him. That is scary. That is scary. Whoever's playing in the midfield needs to come back and help. That is scary. Lunga is being caught out, and he's not going to be able to do this for 90 minutes up and down. You can't play up and down. You're going to be caught out either in attack or in defense, but you're going to be caught out. Hey, Raja Leona, it's Jahile. Look. Khoza behind you, Khoza. Yo, watch, 2v1. If they can push the ball up fast enough. Oh, Khoza needs to look out for his people. Precisely, I foresee a red card from down CDM or one of the centre backs. Murisa says Rulani is now 3rd in the league table and Morocco is doing good. Yeah, he is actually. He is. Tabo says Lunga is not quick enough to play the high line. That's why Raja attacks from Lunga's side. But also, Tabo, look at the job that Mudau is being asked to do now. So Lunga was also attacking at some point. It's 3 p.m. It's hot. Your left and right back are going to do this all game long. That's not going to work. They will always be behind. They'll always be chasing, if I can put it like that. We are into extra time. Remember, halftime, I'm going to let in 5 people. We'll analyze what we've seen. I'll hear from you guys. If we can get to 25,000 likes, I leave it open in the second half. You can jump in at any time and analyze the game and tell me in a minute or two what you're thinking about what you're seeing. Jebs. Copyright. Musa says Rulani left with the decryption key to this system, doesn't have access to the full recipe. Let's address the midfield passes. They're not so accurate. To Coach Deco, I think Coach Deco said it there in the comments that I think Raja's pressing pretty well up the middle. I think Van der Norm also spoke about the overloading of the midfield. So, hey, I don't know, man. Look at where Mudau is. So, hypothetically, Raja wins this ball back here. Look at where Lunga has to start running and where Mudau has to start running in order to get there. In order to get back in a transition counter-attack type of situation. At least Mokwena is a lot more disciplined in this. In the past 10-15 minutes, he's been a lot more disciplined. He's been sitting back because at least if you've got a 3, you're flexible. But they can't do the 2 thing. They can't do the two things. And Raja's going to get one ball in behind. That's what they've been looking to do. They've been looking to get one ball in behind. From the right-hand side, they're trying to cut back in, cross back in. From the left-hand side, they're looking for a player to go through A1. Critical phases. Hey, yeah. Lucky. What did I say about playing out from the back? They're not going to be able to play out from the back unless Allender goes and picks up that ball. Unless Allender goes and picks up the ball at the back, they're not going to play it out because mokwena ayekho mnandi kanjalo when they're being pressed. Reyners. What did I say about Reyners? Reyners wabantu. Okay, there's the chance, boy. There's the chance. Reyners wabantu. Centrally. Yeah, just shoot it. Yeah, just do something. The new system needs to be rebuilt from scratch, says Umosa. Raja playing for a draw, says Karabo. Full backs are tired now. Is Mudau doing a job? Cross is forced to do at Chiefs. Yes and no. Cross, the job that he's doing at Chiefs is only because Cirino's on the pitch and Cirino doesn't cover him on the left-hand side. So Cross is marking two players on that side. I think he's meant to go up, but I think Chiefs is also realizing that, we don't have enough players to be going up and down. Anyway, it's halftime. This is a Mamelodi Sundowns game, so let's focus on that. 5 people, please request. Let's have a conversation about this first half that we've watched here from Mamelodi Sundowns. And you do that by pressing the multi-guest button. 25K likes on this live. Tap the screen, 25K likes. And I'll leave it open and everybody can jump in and tell me exactly what they're thinking of the game. I'll give you a minute or two to tell me what you guys are thinking. Then we'll go from there. So I just need 5 people. Okay, we've got 5 now. If it can just open up. KV, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. KV, what are you seeing from this game?
I'm seeing Sundowns winning this game in last minute.
Yeah. What do you think of your coach's play? What do you think of the half? How do you feel about them?
I think this coach will play the same ball that Rulani played, in my opinion, because if you see, Sundowns was starting a ball from the back in the first half, and I would like to give credit to this boy Khoza, Madibongo Khoza. That boy is solid defender, and even Lebusa, I don't think he can defend like that. That boy is solid, and he's helping him Lebusa so that he could be covered.
Yeah.
So, and Motaung had a great game, but he made a penalty. But unfortunately, they said that is not a penalty. But VAR is not here yet. But
how do you feel about the attack? How do you feel about Ribeiro and Reyners?
Reyners is off. Let me just tell you the truth. Reyners is off. I think in the second half they must put on Shalulili or Litlako, because that boy could make penalties because he has a lot of skills and he can dribble. So
okay,
Reyners is off today. I don't know what is going on, but Shalulili could bring that heat and he could score. I don't say he will score, but he could score if he could come on.
Okay, I'm gonna come back, KV. Please stay on. Let me go to Shambe.
Inshallah, Habibi.
Oh, Habibi, you are playing chameleon football.
Habibi, I'm not too sure what is going on there in the attack, Habibi. The passes are not passing, Habibi. Ribeiro is too casual, man, Mr. Otzi, man. I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated by Ribeiro today. Yeah, man, it's the same thing as Kalangayo, man. It's the lack of urgency. It's like he doesn't realize that we need to win this game, Mr. Otzi. We've got 2 draws, Mr. Otzi.
Yeah.
And this is not a game where we should be this passive, and it's extremely passive, Mr. Otzi. I will say that I'm extremely impressed by the balls cutting those lines, coming from the middle field, trying to make it into that final third. I really like those balls into that final third. It's just good to know Urenasi isn't as effective as it usually is from coming in from the center today. Maybe if he was a bit wider, he would for him to cut inside, then maybe it would make some difference. I'm not too happy with the side like Divine. But I've never rated Lunga anyway. But it seems like Raja, when they break out, they're breaking out and making those long balls through his side like a Lunga. Maybe Conte Waibona, which is two up front, and not make it tracking back in time quick enough, you know. But now, I'm not seeing now too much today. Now, young Sufana no Ribeiro, but Ribeiro is definitely my biggest frustration. There is something happening here. There is something happening here with this new coach, and I think we just need to be patient a bit. He has a big task ahead of him with figuring out how Sundowns is going to break down these low blocks. It seems because this low block thing has finished 3 coaches at Mamelodi Sundowns. So if he doesn't watch out, but I need Ribeiro to step up to the occasion. This is not a 3-point game. We need this to progress. We need this to progress. There's no need for us with this Pumaguma group stages. So I need a sense of urgency from
How do you feel about the roles that the players are playing? If you look at a Lunga, if you look at a Reynas, if you look at a Ribeiro, if you look at a Mokwena, how do you feel about those roles, man? Because some of these players look uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, see, Mokwena's sitting a bit deep. Isn't pushing up as much as I'd like him, but he is compensating that with those balls that are cutting that midfield Raja, which at least then I will say it's okay. There is an upside of it. Ulunga, Mr. I don't rate him at all. I'm not so sure what's going to I caught the game saying in 3 minutes, so I'm not so sure if Baba Kulmile or I would have loved to see Aubrey. So I know that about Anga add more bodies into that center space, into that midfield. But I'm not happy with Ulunga at all. I don't know if this is a game that needs Umurena and instead of Umutao, because Mutao isn't someone who's going to offer us much going forward. You know, unfortunately, just doesn't have that technical ability going forward. But let's see what happens second half. Still first game, your coach, but regardless, he needs to get the 3 points. Unfortunately, I got no choice.
Okay, let me go to Likompo. Likompo, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Man, Likompo, man. What are we watching here? Tell me about this game. How did you feel about the first half?
First thing I have noticed that Raja, they're just waiting for a right moment and capitalize on that. And also, Sundowns fullbacks seem tired. They are off for me. Like I don't think they will maintain that effort for full 90 minutes. I think they will be well. I don't know, but they are off. If you have watched if you have watched Sounders game, you can tell that this is not Mdao we are used to see.
Do you think that Raja might have a chance to steal something here? We're just having a bit of a problem there with the compo. It's fine. Let me go to Bongs. Bongs. Didn't sang Bongs.
Oti, whatever at school, ne, you get a child as Sukolanka sort for X. So Sundown so Gibone Kariki team A Twanale and match was sort for X. Because we are struggling to figure out what really is Sundowns playing. Since Sundowns a direct footballer, then the coach who was white, and it's not what Sundowns has to play. And this 3-4-3 system of it's not Sundowns. It backfires for many teams. Chelsea, Arsenal once tried to play that type of football, and it backfired. It's not working for them. Therefore, 3-3 type of type of team. Ever for 3-3, knowing who a false nine who can come in and score goals. Someone like Shadulil. Right now they have Reynas, and Reynas is not even playing that false nine type of role.
Do you think he can?
So this,
because for me, the big thing that I always note with Reynas is that if he's not running at players, he's not there. You don't see him for the game. Is he playing the right role? Is the coach maybe making the right decisions with some of these players? Bomayema.
I think Coach Kohananta try to learn these players and see how will they fit in his system and the way he wants them to play. It's still early to judge the coach right now. We need to still give the coach a chance. I implement the system if it will work.
Is it according to you, does this Sundowns team look more like Rulani's team or look more like Mangoba's team?
It's still a Mangoba's team, but with a little bit of Rulani in it, because there are a lot of passes, but when they get into the box, that's the problem, especially with a lot of South African teams. But fail to their opportunities by taking responsibility and having someone even shooting the ball.
Okay. Let me bring in Gustavo. Gustavo, tell me about the first half. Welcome.
Sure, what's it?
Man, Gustavo. Tell me, man, ubonani lan?
First of all, start off with I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the guy. Huge potential. He could do better in the game, And in my analysis of the coach, I did mention that we'll be going back to the coach Rulani's way of playing, But what I don't like to see is, like you said now, Mokwena, when you're playing out from the back, Mokwena coming into that three, coming into that defensive three. I don't like that. In the first few 10 minutes, we saw Umkhulise coming in and it worked well. This is a comfortable player on the ball and it works if you bring in Umkhulise. Let Mokwena go higher up the pitch if you want to build out from the back. So in terms of the first half, slow first half, and we are very, very slow going into the final third. Very, very slow with the passes also into the final third. They are too heavy passes. You look at the passes that Mkhulisa tries to find, whether it's a Ribeiro or it's a Reynas, very, very, very heavy. Allende, when he plays the pass, it's very, very heavy. And playing a heavy pass to a player like a Reynas, we all know if it's a Chaganai. All know if it's a Chaganai. So it's not gonna work. And I also think the 3-2-4-1, it's sort of not working. It's sort of not working, with the Mayema being there stationary and not giving us a lot of movement in that sort of that left attacking midfield position. That left 10, if I can put it like that. As a 10, to have less than 20 passes in the first half, to not be on the ball in the first half, to not engage with your players in the first half, it's very, very disappointing. You're making other players look like. You see Ribeiro's casualness, it's more open now because he's getting on the ball more and you're getting to see more of Ribeiro making mistakes, Ribeiro not being in the game, Ribeiro sort of being the only one dragging defenders, gets the ball, 3 players are on him, 3 players are onto him. But with that happening, if 3 players are on a Ribeiro, where's the Neo Mayema? Where's the Neo Mayema? And if it's not gonna work with that 4 in the middle, with your 2 in the build-up phase, if it's going to be the 3-2, then there's the 2 of Mayema and Reynas. If it doesn't work, take out the Mayema, go back into the diamond, but you put some Mkhulise and the Allende next to each other, put a Ribeiro centrally, bring in a Thapelo Morena, play with those 2 strikers, as how Coach Manqoba played.
I'm going to come back for that one, but I want to ask everybody, Shambe, what changes should both teams do if they want to win this game? How should they approach it?
Mr. Uti, both teams Mr. Uti. Both teams kanjani? Yabona ukuthi no agent akajoinanga nokujoin live Mr. Uti ubambile lakho. Umanqoba umtraumatized agent wabona kahle ukuthi isikhathi sokujoina manje ibhola uzolibona ngoJanuary. Hare agent. Mr. Uti, me, I'll say Uti, I think my Neo needs to come out. And then I'd like to see Mokwena push up a little bit, a bit more aggressive, because labantu laba bahlele emuva and basimama ngama-counter, so sikhona isikhala lapha ukuthi akwazi push up kancane. Ngeke ngithi ukuthi ngifisa ngathi uRibeiro angaba more serious, because it's clearly in him lento yokuba casual, so angazi ngathini ngoRibeiro. I'd like to see maybe Reyners drift wide just a little bit. Yeah, namhlanje manje angazi man mhlambe fanele shay hit and run, because le team relaxile man Mr. Otsi yabo hit nje esihlulekayo ukuthi siba penetrate labantu laba. I'd like to see man just some urgency from these boys Mr. Otsi. Lento casualness man izolibili creeper in more and more and more, because kudala sikhala ngayo lento le Mr. Otsi. But otherwise I'd just like to say agent, I hope uphethe ultramel lapho nama tennis biscuits lapho umphethe fresh umuntu akuexcess iqeda.
Hey, score prediction.
Score prediction 1-0 Mr. Otsi.
1-0.
1-0 Mr. Otsi.
Let me go to Licompo. Licompo, what do they need to do in the second half to win this game, and what's your score prediction?
Ngicala ngayiphi score?
Either one.
1-0 to Sundowns, in favor of Sundowns.
Okay.
And then I feel like maybe if Lunga can come out and they bring in Moren, at least for Ispedian, and then Mokwena need to go forward. Yeah.
Okay. Bongs, what do they need to change? And what's your score prediction?
Well, they need to change between Mayema, Divine Lunga. That's where they need to make changes, and also have Mokwena move a little bit forward and take control of the middle field.
Score prediction?
1-0 to Raja via a counter attack.
Yeah. Now, Gustavo, you started getting into it, but you can finish it off now. What do you think Sundowns needs to change in order to win this game, and how do you think this game is going to end?
Going to it quickly, Sundowns could have done better in the first half, and hopefully they still do. A player like Kafifi coming out, they could have used that to their advantage. Very experienced defender, and we saw what he offers in the first few minutes. So him coming out, we could have done better and attacked them more. But yeah, bringing a player like Tapelo Morena, take out who's this guy, Neo Mayema, but not as of yet. 68 minutes, take out a Neo Mayema, put in a Tapelo Morena, look to play in that diamond formation. I think it's gonna work well for us. Put Ribeiro there, and yeah, that's the first change you make. And the Divine Lunga is a player you keep on the pitch, aerial presence. You need him there. He's one of those players who are there aerially, and you keep him on the pitch. As bad as he is in his recoveries, try to limit him going forwardness, because he's not smart enough to read the game in terms of when to go forward and when to come back. But yeah, keep it like that for now, and yeah, further changes we'll see as time goes by. Maybe we can bring in a player like Litako, look to play on the break also.
Okay. Kana, you said your score prediction?
Oh, score predictions 2-0 Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay. Hamba. Okay, we're getting into the second half. I see we're on 23K. If we can get to 25K likes, I'll leave it open and everybody will be able to come in and give me a minute of what you're thinking. My thoughts are very simple. Guys, Sundowns needs to decide, are you going to play Chameleon? Are you going to play whatever new thing? I feel like you need to commit either way, and Sundowns is not committing. Because they've got these back passes, agent are speaking about, I saw in the comments, they've got these back passes that they're playing that's very reminiscent of Rulani Sundowns, where a lot of the time they were keeping possession for possession's sake, not necessarily going forward, not necessarily going to go score with that possession. So they were holding it for no reason. On the other side, you want to be quick like Umangoba, but because you've been holding the ball so much, it makes it very hard. So Mkulisa's coming off for Lunga. It makes it very hard for Aborinas to get the type of space that they need to get in order for them to play. Now, how I would approach the second half, honestly speaking, I would have not made this change. I would have taken Mayema out and put in Morena. And say, Morena, You've got the right-hand side. Reyners, you've got the left-hand side. Ribeiro, you are my 10. And we're going to play like that. I think Lunga being on the pitch is okay. It's just that you're asking him to do some things that are not comfortable to him. And I feel like that's what's been happening with a lot of these players here. I think Mokwena is not comfortable in the Kutsia role because he can't build up that ball. But at least I see now they've asked Allende to come back a little bit there. So that's interesting. You are seeing Reyners playing centrally, which is not his strength. He's not a striker in the sense of a center forward or in that case, a target man. So he's very uncomfortable where he is. I don't know where Mayema is meant to be playing. I don't know where Umkulise was meant to be playing as well because he was also missing at some points. Lunga, supremely uncomfortable there on the side, especially because he's been asked to do a double job. He has to go forward, but not only go forward, he has to come back and defend, which is going to be a huge workload for the left and right back. So I'm seeing Mudau and Lunga not necessarily finishing this game. Yeah, no, Mokwena as a 6. I'm seeing Tabo saying Mokwena as a 6 is lacking. Guys, now I always say, and I always tell you guys, that some of these players that we believe are adaptable, they're not adaptable. It's just that Coach Rulani had created a system that could hide their flaws. Mokwena was never a ball carrier in Rulani's Sundowns team. He was a bodyguard. He was the one who facilitated Bo Allende, Nabo Zwane, Nabo Mudiba playing the ball. But as soon as they lost, him and Kutsia would have to do the ugly work of winning balls back. That's what his job was. Imagine if you're going to make him an everything 6, you're going to start seeing that you're shorter. Look at Bafana. When he's playing 6 with Ustole, for example, lots of back passes. Bafana struggles to play the ball up and play through. I want to see Allende become more active in the game and be the one that can get the ball, turn into the midfield and play it forward. I want to see Allende there. That, I think, is Allende's strong point. Here comes Allende with a shot. That is his strong point in this team, right? Now, he's just been thrown into an all-saver where he doesn't know where to go. So, Mike, this is what I'm looking at right now. And I'm saying that some of these players, guys, we're going to learn more and more that they're not as adaptable and good at everything as people think they are. You're going to see now, if Raja goes wide, you see how Raja has been trying to spring that Sundowns offside trap. They've been playing these runs where they go from in between the left and right back and they make a run directly there. They've been onside a couple of times, or very, very close to being onside. And because Lunga is playing so far up, it becomes hard for him to come and cover. So the defense is under pressure. There's a lot that's happening here, guys. There's a lot that's happening here. But let me see. We are on 25K. Let me bring in the people who are here. Hansel, please request again. It seems that it didn't want to bring you on. Please request again, Hansel, and I'll let you in. So yeah, guys, maybe Mayema going into an 8 will be better, rather, but he's not a forward player. He is not a forward player. Guys, please don't be stingy. Kupari gift, man. Let's go stingy, got a gift, man. Send on the gift, man. That's also a very good way to support what we do here. Okay, here comes Raja again. Guys, let him run all that way. Look at the center. Look at the center of the midfield. Look at the set. Yo, guys. They're all over the place, eh? Mokwena's positioning is atrocious. Is it Nigeria again? If Nigeria could just compose himself, there's a pass that you can make there. There's a pass that you can make there. Instead of trying to play that ball into the near post. Nigeria, man. Bosley, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Oti, I'm good in yourself, my Oti.
Man, ngimnandi. Boosting chalengale game, man. Chalengale game.
Mara, Oti, don't you think we are putting the coach under pressure? I mean, it's his first game now. We want to see fire. How? Just a first game, Oti. Not even the first 45 minutes.
I mean, I'm fire. I'm not about the fire. I just want to see Guti. Maustadi shall team uboneni. But you're right, it's his first time.
Oti, like, yes, he put a different starting level, but he's a bit similar to Rulani style. And I feel like they need an out and out number 9 in this team, because if you have an out and out number 9 playing, facing the oncoming guys, they will create chances. Look at the balls that Urenas is trying to hold and run. That you don't need to run with that ball. When you are right in front of the 18 area, you hold the ball for a player that is coming, a dead man running. So that's what they need to do. I think Shalulile will suit this system, not Reyners.
Yeah.
I think Shalulile will play better because if you see Motaung is going down the wing and there's no one coming to the first pole. Remember, when you have that out and out number 9, he will automatically go to the first pole, and that will create a space behind the defense. So you can play it. You can play do that thing that a pass back, like when the defenders are running, a cut back, to say a cut back. So it's going to be simple if they can have Ushalulile doing that for them. For now, I mean, I see Sundowns playing well under the circumstances that the coach only had few days to be with the team. I feel like we are being harsh on them. So let's give them a chance. I think the second game, that's where we can judge him and say, no, it's boring, is what. But going forward, I think they are promising, and they will win 2-0. Mark my words. Yes.
Okay. No, go on.
Yeah, people are saying the Sundowns is flat. Something. Who told you that this team is also weak? Because this team is not weak. If you say the team that your team is flat, and then that means the opponents are weak. This team is the team that went unbeaten in their own league. So you are not guaranteed that you're going to beat them, regardless where you're playing. Remember the heat as well. We can argue and say it affects the opponent. It affects both teams. Our team don't play. Let's say an event that it was good because we could adapt to the heat. But now we only playing we coastal now we inland aside Legoven. So
does he have the luxury of time? Because even in this game, we might say that he's new and all of that stuff. Mara Sundowns has 2 points in the group. You know, Abu Rach and Abu Esfar, they seem to be okay, strongish. Abu Esfar, I'm not Esfar in Maniema. Maniema Union seems to be a very tough team. Does he have the luxury of time, especially with Champions League, to learn these things? And maybe has Sundowns put him in a tough situation now, hiring him now?
Yeah, truly speaking, he doesn't have time on his side. He needs to get to hit the ground running as soon as possible. But for us to say he must win this game, we have been harsh on him. We are very delusional now, because we're asking him to jump like 300 meters high, while we know exactly the guy just came now. So let him cook. Let him cook.
So then that gives me an interesting question. Do you think that for him now, if you're in his shoes, now this is outside of the match, if you're in his shoes, do you continue with what Coach Manqaba was doing? Do you go back to Rulani's football purely so that you can just buy yourself time and not install anything new? Would you approach it that way?
Go back to Rulani's style. Go back to Rulani's style. I think Manqaba's style was not like effective. I loved Rulani's style because I could watch Sundowns keeping the ball, although people are saying that they were not creating chances, but at some point he is gonna work on that. But if he can just go back and play that football that we know Sundowns can do, then chances will come.
Okay. No, Vusi, thank you so much for joining me. Let me see who else is here. Guys, feel free to request and jump in. Tell me a little bit about what you're feeling about this game. We are 54 minutes into the game. It is still 0-0 at the current moment. Let me hear from Mbappe. 0-0 at the current moment. Let me hear from Mbappe. 3,600. 3,006. Mbappe, how do you feel about this game? Welcome. Ow. Bape. Okay, let's see. Rulani style was frustrating teams to the point mistakes were done. If Sundowns get knocked out, they're not going to fire him. You love giving the coach time. Maniema played 3 games, conceded 2 goals, but had 3 points, and all of them are draws. Sundowns needs to start winning games in order to progress beyond the group stage. This is the third game. Lunga and Mayema weak link, never made any reference. Oh. I mean, Davidson Refin kasi, bare rock, lalwana. Nselilwana mo, badobe kuto. Okay, 55 minutes in. Like I said, I think that Sundowns needs to decide what they want to do. How you want to play. Are you going to be a possession side? Are you going to be a penetrative, fast-playing box entry side? And you build from there. Because once you've got that, it will tell you about your players. Reynolds doesn't fit into that one, that style of play, I believe. Reynolds doesn't fit, but also Ushalili hasn't found that form that made him very dangerous as a one man. If you're bringing in Abo Lukaku, if you're bringing in Abo Reynolds, you need to play a lot more quicker because they don't have any more dimensions to their game that you can look at. You know, second half, Sundowns has been a little bit more composed and controlled. Raja hasn't looked that dangerous as they were in terms of that build-up play that they had. So if Sundowns can press better, can play a little bit faster, maybe they can get something. Sbonga and Hansel, guys, please feel free to request again. I don't know what happened there, but Aksi Mankoshile. The app said no, but feel free to request again and tell me what you're thinking about what's happening here. I am loving the fact that it looks like Allende is taking a lot more responsibility in this team, which is something that I wanted because he's the best carrier of the ball in this team. The other guys aren't that good. They also need to stop with the back passes. Hey, I'm a back passer mangaga. Sometimes it takes away some of that danger that you guys would normally have. As a Mamelodi, there's that ball. Oh, Williams. This is not Polokwane City who's going to do it to you once. They're going to do it over and over and over again. So, hey, there's that worry. Defending in it too, guys. Okay, let's see. Our next game is against Stellies. Hey, Stellies. Counter-attack. Remember, this is the Sundowns team that was on fire last season. They were fire last season, Lecompo, but they ended the season poorly. I know they lost in the final day, I know that, but they ended the season pretty poorly. The slow build-up and passive play has been a cancer building for a while now. Tabo, possession football and work with Mokwena as a 6.
Hi.
Hi, Putununu, welcome to the show. How are you? Hello? Hey, Putununu, can you hear me? Okay, let's see. Maybe there's a delay network-wise. Okay, Mamelodi Sundowns has the ball. They have the possession. Let's see, man. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's try it again. Putununu, is it working now? Here comes Raja. Oh, that third man run. Oh, that run was so good. If the ball got through to that player, he was gone, eh?
So when you can predict the score, what score will Sundowns win today?
I don't know if Sundowns will win. It will probably be a 1-1. How do you feel about the game?
Maybe in 2-1. You're gonna win 2-1. Yeah.
Who's gonna score? How do you think your team is gonna score here?
I think Sundowns is gonna win, and we're gonna get goals from Shalulile and Allende. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about your coach so far and how your team is playing?
It's not like before Mokwena was there, but it's trying. Yeah, it's pushing something.
Do you trust your coach Miguel Cardoso?
I'll give him 50%, yeah.
50%.
Because I haven't seen much of him.
Okay. So then, how many games do you give him? Then you can tell exactly how many games are you gonna give him to find himself.
Okay, maybe 2 games.
Oh, 2 games only. Stellenbosch is the next game.
Yeah.
That's a tough team.
Yeah, I want to see. Yes, I want to see him in a tough team.
Okay. Putsururu,
I want to
thank
see
you.
if he will handle.
No, go on.
I want to see if he will handle the pressure. I want to see if he will handle the South African pressure.
Yeah. Do you think that this coach can beat the low block defending teams?
I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if we're gonna win in the Club World Cup.
Okay. Putsununu for time. Let me bring in Wahib. Wahib, tell me a little bit about this game. How do you feel about Sundowns and their play?
Oh, my brother, it's a new coach. It's a new thing happening, but
yeah,
want to find the rhythm. They want to know what the manager wants from them.
Yep.
And as you can see, the lineup that he has picked, that is the players he trusts the most, because he shouldn't start Reyners events because he doesn't have CAF experience. That is the biggest problem. You should bring Reyners on.
Yeah.
And for me, he's finding the best possible formula for this team to move forward. And I do think Stellenbosch, the next game, would be a big test to show the character that the manager has and what type of aura he brings to the Sundowns team. As is the first match, and it's a very big game against Raja. It's a quite funny scoreline for me at 0-0 because both teams want to qualify for the next round. But we're seeing a casual match. Nobody giving anything. They're happy. Raja is happy with the 1 point away from home. Sundowns are looking happy with this scoreline. But for me, I think it's gonna open up about 75 minutes.
Yeah.
I think this game would open up. I'm not surprised to see the coach make some drastic substitutions. He should be crucial in making subs. He shouldn't get favoritism. He shouldn't take, if you're having a bad game, take you off. No matter if the performance is there, but if the energy levels are down, you shouldn't time waste. You should take him off and bring in fresh legs. But I'm optimistic with this guy.
If you're to advise him, Wahib, and tell him about players and how to play them and where to play them, what advice would you give him? Maybe even information.
It's all about getting to know these players, knowing their strengths and their weaknesses. You can do whatever you can as a manager, but you're not on the field running 90 minutes. You're only there instructing these players what to do, what you expect from them, and how you want to see your football flow. For me, it's very early. It's only his first game. There is positive signs. There is also negative signs. But for me, it's just building on the confidence, moving forward in the right direction. But as for the players, they should know they can do much better than what they are giving.
Can Sundowns afford to draw this game, Wahib?
I don't think, as a Pirates fan, I want them actually to lose this match. But as a football fan, you don't want Sundowns to draw, you don't want Sundowns to lose, because you should make South African proud, facing the big teams, putting up a fight, and not being scared of fighting against the big teams.
Okay. No, Wahib, they've just scored. It is 1-0 to Mamelodi Sundowns. Reyners has found the goal. Reyners has found the goal that they've been looking for. Fast transition, guys. Transition. If you want the best out of these players, transition. That's all you need to do. You know what I mean, Wahib? Okay, 1-0.
I am here. I'm just happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy to see they've got that goal, and I do think that those 3 points are a must. They need to take the 3 points. They shouldn't relax on this one goal. They should try and push for another.
Yeah.
And I do think that if they score the second goal, that would breed confidence in the manager. The players would want to adapt quicker to what the manager wants, and that is all. And that is all about trusting the process. The manager is doing well for his first game. He's tightened up at the back. He was very solid in the first half, not giving so much chances away, not losing the ball easily. Also showing that when you have the ball, you should be patient, not just rushing into any moment, just want the ball, run. No, your players, everyone should feel in the game. And that is what I saw now with this goal. Everyone wants to be there for one another, and that is good to see.
No. Wahib, thank you so much. Man. No, this is good. I like this because it goes back to what I was saying. If you're going to have Reinas and all those players on the pitch, you need to be transitioning. And you're transitioning because they live off of the chaos of that. They like the chaos of it. It's not as clean of a transition as, like you want them to play it into the middle, then play it out wide. But you saw that Williams decided, hey, let's go. Let's go and let's chase. Let's run at Raja. That's what you need. That's why Mamelodi Sundowns needs to decide what they want to do with the team and with the game. How are you going to play going forward, right? Look, now Raja's at the back. Watch. If you can run at them a bit more, look at where Ribeiro's picking up the ball now. That's what we need more of, guys. It's not rocket science, this thing, man. It's not rocket science. Okay, let me see. ASAP says, I need Lunga to stay back now. The game is about to open up. Yeah, it's going to open up quite a bit, but I don't know how much Raja has in the tank to try and do something. Dolly Pink, welcome to the show. How are you? Dolly Pink. Evan, I'm hearing sounds, but I'm not hearing somebody jumping in. Okay, maybe track jump back on and we can speak. Reinas has now got support, one more goal. OT is not happy. No, I mean, I'm very happy. Reinas has that something, one goal a game type of thing. If you play to his strength, even that goal is not necessarily all the way to his strength, but they paced up. And maybe what Sundowns can do is look at the type of Liverpool setup. Liverpool under Klopp was dangerous, only really dangerous for 20 minutes in a game. So for that 20 minutes, they were throwing everything in. They were trying as far as possible to put you under pressure, right? So Sundowns needs to do that. If you're going to hold the ball and do all of that stuff, you have to make sure that at least at some point you can come out of that and play. Alenda. Oh, Morena would be so amazing in this game. Okay, let me see. South Africans must stick together against other countries. Let's forget about our differences for now. You say for now, and then Sundowns wins, and they remind us that Chiefs fans, you're at home. You guys are at home. You can't say anything. Best team in the country. Bafana. Hey, transition football once worked both for Chiefs and Chelsea. Sundowns should use it. OT, so you're telling me this slot is better than Klopp? Not better. I don't think he's better. I think I haven't watched too much of Liverpool, I'm not going to lie to you, but from what I've seen, he hasn't changed anything, but he's kept some of that rock and roll football where when they need to get a goal or they need to do something, they know how to turn up the volume. If Sundowns could get some of that where they know, at this time and this time, we're turning up the volume and we're playing fast just to pressure them. Rulani used to do it at the end of games. Mangoba liked to do it at the beginning of games, sort of get the job done early and then, see out the rest of the game. Rulani used to do it in the last 10 minutes. So a lot of the the wins that Sundowns got last season, towards the end especially, was it's not a gameplay. It's not us. It's us bombarding the other team. It's you keep hitting those low crosses, or you keep hitting those crosses up until somebody achase a ball, or the defender slips or something like that. So I guess, hey, but you're offside. Raja puts it into. Mara, why is Sundowns always the second behind? How? Hebanna. Who's this? Who's this Enafati? It was offside though. Who's this Enafati? He almost. Hey, thank you, Lesbian. Hey, wait, nah. I don't mind Ukshang Mpama now. Ref, that should be a card, ref. That should be a card, ref. Ref, that should be a card. He's even barking at you. Ref, that should be a card. Oh, like that. Also, paralyzed men, eye to eye, busy barking at each other. Yo. Now it's time to manage. Says Gustavo. Slot brings more possession and counter-attacking with zero pressing. And about Jigela Lavante, Paula. Yay! That was clear offside trap. Raja will score soon, says Wahib. North teams like exaggerating fouls. He needs to get. No, that should have been a card. Genuinely, I'm not kidding. That should have been a card. You can't be barking at the linesman like that. You cannot. Williams, count. If you're gonna suck them in, please play the ball fast when you get the chance, please. See, when Reyners is now doing too much, when Reyners is now doing too much, you start to see his pace is his biggest asset. His pace and his shooting. Pace and first time shots in the box is his strength. When you start asking him to drop back, we saw this with Bafana. Oh, Reyners doesn't play, man, like that. Oh, I gave him a yellow. Did he give him a yellow? Okay, I must have missed it. Sorry. I must have missed it. Can the linesman give him a card? The linesman was about to give him a right hand there. I was about to knock him out. We missed one. These players have poor first touches. It's disjointing. Reyners run. Reyners run. Reyners run. Is Reyners now at 10? No, eh? Morena must come in for Reyners because wow. North African teams and crying for fouls. Yeah. But it's the dark cards, guys. It's the dark cards. You cry for these things. Luckily, and luckily the linesman didn't back down now. Luckily. Ewena. There's the run. Ewena. Oh, Lunga. Or did they call it offside? No, it wasn't offside. Our linesman, that wasn't offside. 73 minutes in, Mamelodi Sundowns is leading 1-0, which is a good place to be for them because Raja needs to do something. Raja is probably going to become a lot more desperate when you get to about the 80th minute. But then again, Raja has a win in this group, so maybe they'll take it on the chin and go home. I just want to make sure how that table looks. Okay, so currently, oh no, Raja doesn't have a win. Sorry, they got beaten by ASFAR. ASFAR is currently number 1. 3 games, 1 win, 2 draws, 5 points. Oh, did they spring it? Hey, they're trying, eh? Mamelodi Sundowns, as it stands, will also be will also be on 5 points, number 2. They've also got a win and 2 draws. Yeah, the player who scored wasn't off, but you could say that the player who tried to touch that ball was the one that was offside, and because he interfered, it was offside. We need CAF to deal with the misconduct of North African players. Can Raja just take the points tally of Sundowns to 3? Musa says the refs need to learn to manage players as well. Command respect. Yeah, you do it early. You do it early. Is Lithaku? Yeah, Oratilwe Lithaku is on the pitch. Office again. Raja have to deal with the ref way too many times. Sometimes you just give an early yellow card, you know, just to set the tone. I think Malume Kuto would tell you the best about that. A proper one, a fair one. But you have to give it early just to get the players in line. Or when they start barking at you, deal with it directly, quickly. "75 minutes in, Raja has been testing that offside line, eh? Been testing that offside line, but they're looking to play. They're looking to play. They're waking up a little bit. Will it count for anything? I don't know. William, sweeper keeper. Now let's see if Raja turn up the volume, what might happen. They might concede on the other end, but we'll see. Oh, Raja, to who? Okay, why is Sundowns sitting back, says Undi? I think they're just trying to consolidate. You know, you're the most vulnerable after scoring. So I think they're just trying to, well, it has been a while, but they're just trying to sit back and manage the game. I did say now's the time to deny Raja of possession as Sundowns is vulnerable. Sitting back is an SA thing. You score one and defend. Play this way, Club World Cup, and Dortmund will punish you. Oh, goal. Oh, Ribeiro, man. When he's playing centrally, guys, what a player. What a player. This thing of footballers fighting in the field is also not good because they play with grudges. Press them, press them. What do you think of the new coach? I don't have enough information to have an opinion, to be honest with you. I think that he's playing a lot more rulani football than he is Mangoba football. I wish they transitioned a lot quicker, but you can't really say too much. They played versus Raja team. They're going to come away with the win, as it looks like. Yeah, there's still a lot to fix and speak about Mara. I don't have an opinion on him as yet, if I'm being fair. This last what, 15 minutes? This last 15 minutes is going to teach us everything we need to know about Sundowns, because like I said, Sundowns' biggest weakness is these times. Can they hold out? Can they come out with the 1-1 or 1-0? Or can Raja come back in this time? This is how Dad came back, for example, as an example. So if Sundowns can see this game out, you'll be a little bit more trusting of the coach, I guess. Swathi making it onto the pitch. Then we're going to see Mashiko and Mabue coming onto the pitch. Oh no, Musa. No. Ribeiro is very special. In the 10. Put him in the 10. Don't make him do anything else. Put him in the 10. Lunga coming off for Mashiko. Reina's coming off for Mabue. Oh, Reina saving crazy team. This manager's subs are good time. This has been a low scoring CL, 1-0 wins or 1-1 draws. The group stages are usually like that. The group stages, you don't have that many high scores. Actually, even gets worse in the knockouts. only when a team is really bad. Raja players are starting to get tired. Mamelodi Sundowns must use this opportunity. I think they were playing for a draw, honestly. I think they were playing for a draw, and they were looking to just see out this game to go back to Morocco. But now they may need to do some sort of last push. I think they're going to try it more on set pieces because, like you're saying, they're tired. It doesn't look like they've got too much in the tank that's left in order for them to make a huge difference here. But again, it's 1-0. You really just need one attack. Look at Pirates and Stade Abidjan yesterday. Stade Abidjan. Can we make the game boring now? Let's not chase the ball. They will be desperate. The manager, OT. No. Aye, guys. I'm not just a boy, but aye, guys. Wait till Luna. The moment you guys start winning, you start saying that I am against a team. I think this is great for the coach. He needs this. He needs a win that came out of nothing. He needs a win. Because he doesn't have time, Shem. He doesn't have time. I feel for him in that sense that there's no time. Here comes another set piece by Raja. There can still be a goal in the last 10 minutes. Raja shots are at 0. If it was UCL, we'd see a 5-2, 3-1, 9-2, 4-1, and it would really, man. Sunners are playing it safe, no mistakes. Says Abuti, 15 goals and assists for Reina so far. Super impressive. How Mangoba did the things, man. Mangoba did the things. I guess Mangoba asked for him. You guys must say thank you to him. Are you? I like it when you're being defensive. Let me see. OT, I like it when you're being defensive. My guy, I'm just... No, I'm just saying. If you want to see me really lose it, join me tomorrow. When Chiefs is playing. Woo! When Chiefs is playing. Woo! Shame. For those who come to Orlando this season, they'll get punished. Goal! Man, Orlando guys, score some goals, please. Palakile batubana, man. Ball. Mashiko? I was also going to ask whether was that going to be too, because Shalile was not there. Which Downs coach do or did you prefer the most? Oh, salesman coming in for Ribeiro. Ever or just now that we've had now? I think ever would be Pitso, obviously. He gave you guys an emotional push. You know, Sundowns, he made Sundowns winners. Some teams are not winners. He made Sundowns like a team that wants to win and wants to win big and wants to do the big things. And when the chips are down, he created soldiers. Of the last few, I like Rulani. I liked Rulani simply because he played a very, like, I always make mention of it. You guys know, for those who watch it a lot, I always use that. The Rulani did something that a lot of South African coaches fail to do. He came in, he looked at his squad, and he crafted a system that worked for that squad. So that system, a chameleon, yeah, it came apart towards the end of the season, and maybe he needed a more attacking part. They started going wide too much. But anyway, that chameleon made players world class. And that's all you can ask for from a coach. You're not good at this. I'm going to cover your weakness and bring an attacking part to you. Or I'm going to cover your weakness and amplify your strengths. then I'm going to put them all together in a way that all of those weaknesses are covered and the strengths are amplified into one team. That's why these players were struggling under Mangoba, because Mangoba doesn't care about that. He's old school. He wants his midfielders to be able to do everything. Whereas Rulani was like, okay, Allender, we know you can't defend, you can't tackle. You're not going to have to do it. All you're going to have to do is focus on the one side. So I like that about Rulani, that he had a team, he looked at it. Now, obviously, you can come in and say that, no, he had the budget and all of that, which is true. But for the most part, he took these players and made them stronger within the team aspect, which is something that my team has struggled to do. For example, my team struggles with this thing. We still want players to magically play football that they're not used to. So it is what it is. The police says sales is a waste of money. Yes, I also like Rulani. He was there for the players physically and emotionally. I don't even care about the emotional stuff, to be honest with you. I like the changing. Guys, you know, as Africans, as people who are not seen as like upper echelon of football, sometimes we don't give ourselves the latitude to try new things and put together teams in a way that maybe we've never seen it. That's what I like about Rulani. Rulani had the feeling of, okay, fine, we've created this chameleon, we've done the chameleon, it's something new. You haven't seen it really in South African football like that, you know? He gave himself permission to do those things. Whereas, hey, some of our guys are so static, 4-2-3-1. He looked at the diamond, he saw the diamond is like this, let me put in my own thing that's different from the diamond. I even give Mangoba credit for coming in and saying that I want to change the way the football is played. I don't want to be a slave to the chameleon or the slave to the way Rulani did it. I want to put in my football. I will always give Mangoba credit for that. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough time. That's another thing. I can't give Mangoba more credit because he didn't have enough time. And we never really got to see him go into the next phase of what he wanted to do. Coach Chiefs must sign Maema and Maboya because Sundowns doesn't need them enough. Oh, Lebza, welcome. Lebza, did you change handles? I'm sending you warm hugs. One day your team will play important games. Look, man, I've seen a final of the Champions League. You guys forget. I'm not that far away from playing games of consequence. We reached the final. Abo with that lava Sabashai. Abo Petro Sabashai. Yeah? And then my team decided to fire the coach and then give Baxter the final instead of giving the final to Zwane. But anyway, we are corner. No, I'm a fan of Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs and Arsenal fan. That one I'll be straightforward with you guys. There's no need in hiding it. I'm not that type of person. You're right, a coach needs to put solutions based on a system that uses the player's strong points. That's all I want, Musa. That's all I want. That's all I want. If Reyners runs, I'm not trying to teach an old dog new tricks. I'm not trying to make him play the ball and to run, Chief. That's why you are here. You don't have the luxury of doing all this, especially at other teams. You see Sundowns and some of the big teams, your Man Cities, they have the luxury of being able to go out and buy the players that they want and build systems. But the rest of these coaches are acting as though they've got time, they've got space, or if these transfers will miraculously appear. Look at Chiefs right now. I'm looking at Nabi and I'm saying, hey, Coach Nabi, I love you. Mara, itimiako aidali, and I doubt Kaizer Junior is going to go into the January window and spend 150 million. I doubt Bobby's going to spend 150 million in share. So you got to make it work with some of these players that you have. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. You're not going to have a full team of everybody. You should care about emotional stuff. OT Chiefs need that love, your young players most. No, indeed. It's not that. I was talking more in the case of Rulani. I don't care too much about that stuff because it's meant to be a given. Chiefs or not, I think it's the mentality that comes from the club. The club needs to tell you what you need to do. For Sundowns to get here, they needed to be an iron fist from Motsepe. They needed to be an iron fist from Pitso, who created an ultra competitive environment there at Sundowns. Yeah, Rulani came in. I think that was just more to the softer stuff that he brought in was so that he had players that he could trust on forever. even he was lacking with the rest of the squad, looking after the rest of the squad, and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. Don't tell me you're still a Kaizer Chiefs fan. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, guys. What can I do? I signed a contract that says Kosi for life. I had some very good moments when we were lifting up trophies. Hey, the way Steve Ahaka Nali coach owner, man. Hey, Wamuhaka. Is Steve the emotional support now? He's gone from emotional support for the players to the emotional support of the coach. You saw how he was holding him after the goal was scored. Now he's just been all over our coach, man. You could tell Steve by him standing up, man. Something was cooking. He was standing too much during those last Mamelodi Sundowns games. You rely on history, OT. Maybe you guys should write a book. No. Hey, that's all I can reference now. That's all I can reference now. But you guys know me. You know how harsh I am on my team. So sometimes, man, talking about Arsenal, what's your stance on Arteta? Guys, Tabang, you know my stance on Arteta. You know my stance on Arteta, guys. I don't want to say it because you guys are going to say I'm a hater. I think he's been living on borrowed time. I think we're trying to create a Wenger, and I think results need to count. I've been saying this for the past 2 years, at least, that hey guys, you guys can love him and you can pick him and you can give him support, but if the results are not the results after 5 years, maybe he's not the guy. Maybe he's the building guy. The guy who builds the team, and then the other guy comes in to finish it off. Maybe it's Mancini, maybe it's Pellegrini. Well, even they won, but anyway, maybe it's those guys, and we're waiting for our Pep. But 5 years, almost $1 billion spent, changing players left, right, and center. He's changed strategy 3 times. Took him 3 seasons to get to the points tally that Ukud Ibining had. So, the problem is comparing the young players, Poralento, because others get pressure. Can Sundowns sell Miami to Chiefs? Why do we want Miami, guys? I don't think I want Miami. No disrespect to him, I don't think I want Miami. And like, I don't want another outcast. I don't want another outcast Sundowns player in my lifetime. Can you please not buy outcast Sundowns players? I said, please. That's all I ask for. It doesn't work. Please. Can we go scout the new players that are coming up? Let's forget about getting these old crocs, because the thing about Sundowns is that there's no celebrity pressure. They don't have the celebrity thing. They can be good. They're in a competitive environment. They play. They're in a positive environment that wants all of this. They play. The moment they get to Chiefs, and then you never see them play well again. So I don't want another Sundowns player or current crop of these ones unless you're stealing a high-level player. Like if you come to me and say, Chiefs must do something to get Ribeiro, as impossible as it will be, rather. But the players on the sides, no thank you. Nedanki, I love Caruso, will stop conceding goals and play Jose Mourinho 1-0 championship football, says Yongi. Steve is in love, says Tabang. Imagine if Chiefs loses for life. I won a lot of things earlier on. So if I can celebrate with the team, I can cry with the team. Also, baby, Brega. Para Brega. Hi, Brega. OT Chiefs fans want everyone. Hi, guys. D says, no, OT, you guys need any outcast from Downs, even Mabu. We've seen that. We've played that game before. Dolly. We've played it with Billiard. Now we're seeing Sereno. Start dipping Ngane. No more outcasts. No more outcasts, please. No more outcasts from Sundowns. Napa it's Lodge says, Uratile. But you know what's nice about Sundowns? Sundowns has such a good team in general that outcasts are not hurting performance. Manchester Maspaleta. And people are sitting on the bench and not giving us anything. There's no one to play first team minutes then. Not you were surprised when Miami started this game. We're not surprised. But this Raja team is not a good team. I'm sorry. This Raja team is not a good team. You can tell with some of the decisions that they're taking. I would have loved to see what they do under Zimbabwe, but the decision making of some of these players is not up to par, honestly speaking. Especially when they get towards the box. But let me not say anything because Sundowns, Ikore, Reynolds, that one move with Reynolds, otherwise they weren't here. Pirates were struggling to score yesterday. So maybe it's just, maybe we have too much. CBD, I even forgot. Sazama Kana, who's the C in CBD? I'm forgetting his name. We tried everything. Even the one that was playing with Pirates yesterday, a team that beat Weed at 6. Our old team, Maema can bring a lot go Chiefs. Castro, there we go. How old is Maema? If I'm Chiefs now, I'm looking for the next players. Obasi, how Obas was found by Sun. But now where Sundowns is scouting, or go to Supersport and go pick some players there. Not this thing of trying to get guys. What are your motivations after you've played for Sundowns? You've played for Sundowns. You've played African football. You've won the league over and over and over again. You've done all of that stuff. What are you going to bring to Kaizer Chiefs? Outside of retiring at a very nice place in Echurena and getting some of the fame that maybe you wouldn't have gotten at Mamelodi Sundowns. What are you going to, what pressure are you under to go and win something? So why are we bringing these players in? And what type of mentality and mindset, what type of mental mindset are they coming into the team with? I think that's what the things that we don't realize. Then when they get to Chiefs, they realize, I don't have to fight for my position. I don't have to do that much, and the Chiefs fans will love me. I don't have to, I earn my money outside of bonuses. It comes in directly. They live soft lives when they get to Kaizer Chiefs. Maybe Maema is a great player. Cool. Mara, I don't want a player from Sundowns again. Honestly, it's Arsenal with Chelsea players. Oh. People are jumping onto the pitch. Wait, let's see if this is onside. Okay, it's close. If it was onside, that fan saved you. If it was onside. Oh, people are jumping onto the pitch, guys. Gustavo. Commentator passing a jab at Chiefs. They say that some kids at the stadium have never seen them win the league. True. Maybe you need a good scout. We're past that. Castro only played well with Kokota and Mazinho. No one goes to Chiefs to win OT. I mean, Sereno's there for soft life. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, the game should be over now. I'm not going to stay too long, Tuesday is when we're going to have our review of the Pirates game, this one. Chiefs is playing tomorrow, so I'm going to be live for Chiefs. And then on Tuesday, we'll have our breakdown show. Mamelodi Sundowns has secured the 3 points. They have won versus this Raja team. Mamelodi Sundowns now sitting on 5 points. Draw with AS FAR. They needed this. And they got it. So that is how it stands. I'm going to let in 4 people. Then I'm going to close it. Kumo, 1-0, man.
I don't see how you can hate outside CAF. You can't even get in. After getting healing energy from me. We are joint top leaders, and which was a crucial win considering what we're going to be playing again 33 at the home ground. Don't frustrate time, I'll break it down like Tuesday. That what happens when Reyners gets injured or he's not playing that day? Who's gonna score for us? And to be always having so much position, but we never seem to have goal scorers
Again, Ribeiro, nonchalant. Chalulile is overworking. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, man. Tuesday.
Kumo, do you have a worry with your build-up and your play? Because I think all the changes that have been made up to this point were allegedly, or we were told that they were to make Sundowns more dangerous and more chances and more everything. Do you worry about your play? Do you think that Miguel Cardoso will be able to fix it in terms of like the build-up and doing things over and over again, especially up front?
I worry every time, especially Gajogo, my worries was warranted. But then again, we saw at the starting lineup, he tried to be a bit ambitious or to be surprising. But my guy, it's only been one game. Maybe with his tactics will trickle through as the time goes by. We just have to wait and see. But you know what? For now, we're happy for the 3 points.
Yeah.
I'm tired of getting draws all the time.
Okay. Let me bring in Gustavo. Gustavo, 3 points in the bag. It doesn't matter what's 3 points in Ganjani as long as it's deposited.
It matters. Remember what we always say about Rulani's football, that it used to guarantee you not to lose. It would guarantee you either you draw or you win. Losing, you would not get a loss. Look at how many chances we gave Iraja. Look at how many chances we gave Iraja. How many clear-cut chances? None. You know, with the previous coach, you would get a lot of chances to score. Today, no chances, defensively aware. Beautiful to see that, you know. But yeah, win is a win. 3 points in the bag, 5 points now, and it's shaping up to look good. And this is the coach for us, Hopefully most guys, they saw today, we are tired of explaining. Hopefully they saw it for themselves on the pitch, what's going to happen this season.
Mara, was it so different from what you've seen before?
That's the problem. They thought it was going to be whatever we saw against Esperance.
Yeah.
That's what they had in their minds of imagination and utopia.
Hey, when Sundowns wins and Linsa, boy, utopia. Hey, man.
No, it's fine. When you have money.
No, Gustavo. Thank you, Gustavo. Let me go to Shembe. Shembe, 1-0, Baba. Anyway, you need to get it.
Baby Rabagain, Sanda wana Rabagain, Sanda wana Rabagain. Chop, cholo, I cop, I cholo. Hits and run, Mr. Otsi. Baby Rabagain, Sanda wana Rabagain, Habibi. I tell you,
Habibi,
too much, Habibi. Today I see you have low energy because you are starving, Habibi. We come today, we take the 3 points from Mamelodi all the way to Egypt. From Mamelodi all the way to Egypt, Habibi, we make sure, Habibi. It is
Mara, please, Mara Shembe, please remind them. Did I not say me, Naguti, I'm not afraid of Raja and ASFAR when this thing was drawn? But anyway, hey.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, if we're going to be honest, this isn't the most difficult group. It's just we in a rat, or we were in a rat, if we're going to be completely honest. Like, I think that at our best, the Sundowns team should have been at the top of the group, maximum points. But unfortunately, this is football and life happens. And ngiyajabula nje ukuthi namhlanje sikhonile ukuthi sithathe 3 points so that when we do go away, sakhona ukubaphinda ngalama hits and run. I'm happy for Coach Waits more than anything, Mr. Otsi. It was important for him ukuthi aqale baby raba again, Sanda wana raba. It's important for him ukuthi aqale vele kanje, Mr. Otsi, so that going into Stellenbosch, we have that confidence as well to maintain our dominance over the league. He probably has a lot of homework to go and do now, him and his technical staff. Aglalwa.
Can I ask you something, Shembe?
Sure, Mr. Otsi.
This is the first time we're seeing Sundowns in this situation. Does the coach have a similar pressure? And like, for example, you know how in the league, they always say that if you're coaching in the league, if you go 3 games, if you have a bad run of 3-4 games, the pressure is on you. Now that Sundowns has entered that type of relationship with the coach, does it become that way that, and I'm not saying it will, please don't take it the wrong way.
Sure, Mr. Otsi.
Does he also have that type of pressure under him now that maybe if there's a string of bad results or even a string of good results, that it happens like that.
Definitely, Mr. Otsi. Pella, this is a Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, Mr. Otsi. Agione Richards Bele, Mr. Otsi. So we have high expectations, regardless of what's Ufige Izolo or Ufige Ksasa or Ufige last week or last year. The standard has been set for every coach that's going to come to this team that we want to win every game. Ushilo Fleming would say, we want every trophy. I don't know how successful he's going to be with that, but he's set the standard. And I think having having a North Star is very important when you're a big team like Mamelodi Sundowns. You can't be playing just to survive. That's with Galaxy and that's with Kaizer Chiefs. This is football heritage being created here. So I think it's important that he knows he's not here to get paid mahala. South Africa, Mr. Utsi, we have high expectations for him and he needs to deliver. Otherwise, and I'm sure but exits.
Mara, why are you shooting at me? I'm just sitting here as a bystander. We've got our
Mr.
own
Utsi,
problems.
in December, everyone gets a shot. Everyone gets a shot. Mr. Otsi has not ngakutengela ama-choices for Mr. Otsi. The way I was dedicated to sponsor Mr. Otsi. I really appreciate the hard work that you're doing. Every time I come on this live, I have to say it. You are one of the best at what you do, Mr. Otsi. Mr. Otsi is going to come back 10 times. Thank you, Sabonga Kulu, Kabuyelo. So it's
Thank you, my brother. Let me go to Prastomi.
Hola.
Tell me about the game, Prastomi. Long time, man.
Long time, brother, man. Hey. Hayi bensavile kumkaka manqobo ungandiboni.
Yeah. Uthini ngale game, Prastomi? 1-0, 3 points. Nshaya Raja.
A very compact game. Mandi comparison kula game versus Ahly. And I think playing against in North African teams is not very easy and akulula to break them. So you ubona nje ba at times they can hit some downs, but the question is the team be sure ba abantu sabayeka badlale and defend the game. Then when you go and check a game kaKadoso, it's totally different with the game esikade sisuka kuyo ka coach Manqoba. Whereby apho siyacrossa most of the time. Udlala ibhola behind defense ye opponent. Today we took a risk and wazicela uba uzodlala ngaba ndacinga udlala ngabo regardless abantu bathini. Kangayicingi into yoba I will start with abo opasi. Wacinga uba uzodlala ngomokwena no Alende and Mayema. Yeah, but sometimes uMayema Tuma play game he was beat down. In game game yethu up here from umoya ba mayiphefumule after the introduction of Litlako. Now we are boy is determined and the confidence ikhula akunqena usebenzisa ibhola aye ku-players directly. So I was very happy with the game indlela bedlala ngayo and nendlela bedlala ngayo Mokwena had a great game. I won't lie, had a great game, and yes, ibona ke ngoMokwena that we need is coming bit by bit. But ke for a game coach is very easy to tell. I will come after 5 games OT. Ndikunika a clear analysis about bona kanjani. Otherwise, when I check him, the game ebekade idlala kwi experience is totally different. La game siyaziwa very defending. But ke ngoku apha proves le nto ebekade ithele inoba yena he believes Sundown has the quality to play the game ayifunayo. So maybe it was the case about experience about this is not the type of players afuna usebenza zidlala ngale ndlela afuna ngayo and it does not trust them. But all in all, we were happy with 3 points. Otherwise, we needed 3 points regardless in the between, so that can perform la. And lapho ngoku because funeka simjoke nakwi-league apha ku-PSL uba uzoqhuba kanjani.
Yeah.
Apha into ebesiyidinga to take the 3 points season aye then go check next game. But now I'm saying in 5 games, lapho ngizoza with a clear analysis uba ungumuntu onjani. Otherwise, I'm very happy with 2 points ne-game le ehlale ngayo.
Okay, no, Prestombi, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, okay, so yeah, we will break the game down properly on Tuesday. We're gonna do all 3 of the games on Tuesday properly. So please, if you have not followed, please follow. On Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. is the usual show, unless if Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Banyana, and Bafana are playing, we're gonna be doing those games, watching along like we're doing here. This is all I wanted to say. A much needed win, because it's not nice to start a job on a negative, on a low. I think Coach Caruso and his Sundowns team did very well to get this 3 points and start him off proper, because Mamelodi Sundowns has been in a bit of a funk, and I think it might have been affecting some of the players, some of the coaches around there, some of the fans. So sometimes you just need to get a confidence boosting win that just comes. You don't know how it came, but it came. The goal that came here was a smash and grab, as ASAP Shambe likes to put it. It was a smash and grab. You come in, you win. There were things that you can speak about with this Mamelodi Sundowns team, but I want to speak about them with us knowing that this man has only had 5 days with the team. Number 1, possession. I think there was a lot of useless possession. I think Mamelodi Sundowns held the ball a lot, and they approached this game very, what do you call it? They're very casual about this game. And the first half looked a lot, they looked busy, but they were not effective. The thing I always say, they looked busy, they had the touches, but at the end of the first half, they only had 3 shots and only 1 on target. So you could see that it was shaping up to be a chameleon type of game that they were going to be playing here, right? So they had the ball, they were playing, they were doing all that stuff, fine. I'm worried about the attack, and I think he learned his lesson in the second half. So in the first half, when he came out with Maema and Ribeiro and Shaluli and Reynaz as the front, I think you kind of learn quickly that Reynaz is not a central striker. He's not somebody who has a lot of things in his bag. He finishes well in the box. He's very fast. So if you're going to play him differently than that, you're not going to find any joy from there. Ribeiro on the right-hand side is also a player that he doesn't like playing on the wing. He played that role for Rulani before, but he's very ineffective the more you move him out. If you can bring him closer to the center, then you start seeing Ribeiro start waking up and playing. Because in the center, there's less time for him to be selfish or to try and take a million people on or to try and do all of these different things. He has to start playing. The moment you take him out wide, he loses balls a lot because he's got time. He thinks that he's going to take everybody on. He has space to start running. So I think they saw a little bit of that and they brought him back inside. And as much as the coach, I'm happy with him bringing out Abomayema, Kulise and giving him a chance. I think they're not quite there. And Allende needs to get back to that player that took responsibility. The moment Allende started taking responsibility there in the middle and actually started being the player that the team plays through, Sundowns looked like a different team. The moment you saw Utebza stop having to play the ball up and actually just play a supporting role in the midfield, you start to see the best of Utebza covering and doing all that stuff. I think that's incredible. Divine Lunga, Shem, he was asked to do a lot on the left-hand side. I think he was asked to do a lot. I think he was asked to do a lot with up and down, and you could see that he was always a step behind, because obviously if I'm up there and I have to chase a man who's down there, I'm always going to be behind by a little bit. So it was good to, he didn't have much to do, Shem, and I think they overworked him in this game, but that's on Divine Lunga. Guys, Sundowns needs to decide whether they're going to be a transition team or they're going to be a possession team. And maybe not fully, but what are you going to do primarily? The goal came from a transition. The goal they scored in the game, it was the game versus Magesi. The goal they scored was the transition. When they've looked good with those particular players, Abo Reynaz, it's been when they build up and they hit quickly. Second half was a completely different game. They scored their goal. They go into the second half. The second half, Raja sort of fell apart. I think it was heat, fatigue, and also, man, just the game itself. They also needed to go and push forward, but they couldn't quite get into that gear. They were trying to do it via set pieces. That opened up for Mamelodi Sundowns for them to be able to come and play, which is the luxury of scoring first in these type of games. So that opened up the game a little bit more for Mamelodi Sundowns to touch the ball, to go forward. For Island, Boribero, and all of those guys were up front a lot more, which opened up the game. I think it suited them. But let's see what's going to happen. Like I said, it's only been 5 games for this coach so far. So 5 days, sorry. It's been 5 days for this coach so far with this team. So anyway, a win is a win. 3 points has been deposited. They are, well, as far as number 1 because they've scored more goals. But this Mamelodi Sundowns team is number 2. They've drawn points with 5. Maniema Union is number 3. And then, of course, Raja brings up the rear with only 1 point, I believe it is, to their name. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you then tomorrow for the Chiefs game. And we'll be good. Thank you, guys. I'll see you. Bye, everyone. Oh, before I go, thank you to Dino, Fanenom, Kodani, Papa Khosi, Sia, Momos, Goodies Nicey, Makazi Foods. Thank you so much for the gifts. The gifts are very important, guys. When you send the roses, it's actually money that we can get. Another thing that I want to say is that when you watch my videos, can you please watch it on YouTube? Because on YouTube, that is where YouTube also pays for views. So if you want to support and you can't contribute via the bank account details and things like that, watch the content, to watch the ads that go through there, but watch the content and support that way, because that's where I'm monetized. Facebook, I'm not monetized. Here, we don't get paid for these type of things. So your gifts, your sharing, your contributions via the account, your watching on YouTube is really what helps me out a lot here. And thank you guys so much for the support you've shown me up to this point. We're getting to the end of the year. It's been an incredible year that I cannot forget. But it's all been because of you guys and you guys coming in and watching the show as much as you do and supporting me. Now, Mali next year. Mali is going to be a money next year where we're going to build out all of this and do a lot more, but we're not yet there. Tomorrow, Chiefs. I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.